Here we are at Bordwell Farms Reservoir. This is where we came through. We just recently desilted this and took out the material. Quite a bit in here. Down there you can see we're onto the stone in the water. There's a little bit of reed started to come through already though. It's not a very deep reservoir, and it's some of the stone you can see just down there in the water. We've took the silt out and that, as it's better as it gets into the middle, but because it's so shallow, it is subject to a little bit of blanket weed, which looks as if that's growing around the other side, and the reed unfortunately have already started to come through. Even though we took a large volume of them out, it's the only way to get those out completely is to dredge it and take the roots right out. But even with taking the material down as we've done there, you can see with the stone, you can't take the bottom of the lake out. You've got to leave that intact, and just in case you put a hole in the clay, unfortunately. But certainly there'll be a lot more volume in there now to what there was. This is all the stuff that's been dug out. Here you can see some of the reeds here, big clumps, and they're all starting to dry off and grow again, of course. Stuff's just relentless reeds, to be fair. Let's have a look round there. That's some of the material put down there. Here I am at Bordwell Farms today with Richard. He looks after the farm, the manager, and everything else that has to be done on the farm, I suppose. Richard, was you happy with the service we gave you?
Yes, that was clean. It's the silt where it went, where it was meant to go, out of the pond and into a sort of bunded area. A
little bit different to usually, because more traditional it's an excavator and dump truck moving around and that. So did you consider the system to be a little bit more cleaner? Did it, did that sort of, because I doubt if you've seen the system, this is a new system, and do you think you would recommend it to people who got estates possibly who didn't want any mess?
Yes, I think so. The silt and that was all contained in an area. The only other option was to drain the pond and do it that way, and I didn't want to do that.
No.
So this seemed a good option.
Okay, well, I would just like to thank you for the business, Richard, and I hope I don't have to see you for another 40 years. And as I said, thanks again for the business, and we should have given you now some extra capacity in your reservoir, so you should be able to keep irrigating this year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks.